Hello, 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 Christmas Flixers. Welcome back to season 4 of Chicks on Christmas Flicks. We can never have too many Christmas movies. We can only have not enough Christmas movies. I'm KL Brady. I'm so glad to be back with you guys today. It's the day before Turkey Day. I'm so excited. I'm excited more because I get some time off. I get a few days off of the 9 to 5 work, and so that I can do my 5 to 9 work a little bit more. And this is included in that. Working on some edits for a book, and then also I'm crocheting. I have to show you guys my crochet project. Do not laugh. All I'm just saying is I'm gonna post it on Twitter. Just laugh, but don't laugh, because this is my first time trying to crochet in years. So I started with this the Granny Squares purse, a kit that I got off of Amazon, and now I am working. I don't know if you guys, I've been getting slammed with these Annie's kit clubs ads or whatever. Yeah, so I joined the kit club, and so basically it's you get 3 blocks a month, and then when you finish after a year, you'll have enough blocks made for a whole quilt. Yeah, I guess it's a quilt, a blanket, whatever that is. Anyway, so I'm on block number 1. I have been working on block number 1 for a week. I have 3 I have 3 rows. And I've done the 3 rows probably 4 or 5 times because they never look right. They don't look like the ones on the tutorial that the girl gives us. So it's insane. So I have done the same 3 rows 5 times. And I'll undo it and try to redo it, thinking it'll turn out better the next time. And I'm not sure if it turns out better or worse. But at some point, I just need to give up and finish the freaking block so I can get the other 2 done, because you get your orders once a month. So, it's going to be 2 weeks. I'm going to have 3 rows of 1 block done, and I'm going to get the next kit. So, yeah, this weekend I'm going to work, over the next few days, I'm going to try to get my blocks done. Anyway, so much to talk about today. So much to talk about today. And also, I'm still swimming, I'm still swimming. So get my swimming, do my writing. It's I don't have time for a job. I need to be independently wealthy so that I'll have time for my schedule, because now my schedule is so busy, I don't actually have time to work. Anyway, I have a few days off. I'm planning to dig into movies. I have a unexpected lull in my schedule, in my work schedule. So I have so many movies to go through today that I've actually read. That I've actually watched and kind of thought of reviews. Today is going to be a blooper day. I'm going to tell you, I'm going to have a blooper day because otherwise it's going to take me forever to get this episode out the door and edited and all of that. So when I say bloopers, I mean you're going to get all the pauses, all the edits, all the stuff. I know you probably think, well, have you been editing the other episodes? Because Carla, there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, I know. I take out a lot of stuff and still I leave a lot of stuff in. So that's got to tell you. It's work for me. That part is work for me. This is the fun for me, though. The talking is the fun. So anyway, you're going to get a blooper episode. Warning now, as I go through, if I just repeating like I just did, I won't cut that out. You'll get to hear all of it. So I want to move in through the rest of this show. So anyway, we are in full swing, rolling into week 5 of the TV Christmas movie season. Can you believe? Now think about this, guys. Next week, I think, is the last week of November. We'll start in December. In December, we have 3 weekends of new Christmas movies, and then after that, it's over. Like, all the new Christmas movies will be done, and we're going to get a lot. And that's the reason why I wanted to do the show today. I almost didn't do the show because I wanted to go in and finish my block that I've only done 3 rows on. And so I was gonna sit and get more of my blocks done, but I said, no, I want to get the show done because there is so much going on this weekend. And I probably will not have a show next week, but I will return for the first week of December. Okay? So next week, I'm going to take a down week just to catch up on some life stuff. And then I'll be back the following week. But think about that. We've only got 4, maybe 5 weeks left of Christmas movie season, new Christmas movies, and then it's all over. So that's sad, but then the last few weeks I'll be able to catch up on these movies that I didn't get to watch, and I think I have 3 right now that I'm behind on and that I didn't get to watch, but that'll give me something to do, a show to do towards the end of this season. So anyway, last week I talked about Netflix's movie, the big movie with Brady and Heather that came out. I talked about everything: Christmas Island, Heidelberg Christmas on Hallmark, Mistletoe Magic on Up TV, and Christmas Time Capsule on Up TV. This week, oh goodness gracious, I have watched so much. We've got so much coming out for Thanksgiving. So they're calling it Merry Thanksgiving. Merry Thanksgiving, whatever it is, on Hallmark. Sorry, Hallmark. Look, I'm just having a senior moment. But it's Merry Thanksgiving something. I don't know. It's a Merry Thanksgiving, and then they're having a watch party, holiday watch party, something like that. So that is going to start Thanksgiving Day, right? I think it's Thanksgiving evening, and that is going to run through the entire weekend, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And then we've got Up TV. We've got It's a Wonderful Lifetime returning this weekend, and I think once it returns this weekend, it's going to be on for the rest of the season, which, because Lifetime got started so late in the season, now they're only gonna have 4 or 5 weeks of Christmas movies, which I guess kind of aligns with the fact that they don't only acquired 13 movies this year or something like that. So and maybe they have 1 or 2 Lifetime originals. I know. I just saw the preview for Tia Mowry's movie, which is a Lifetime original, right? But I think those are few and far between. So anyway, It's a Wonderful Lifetime is back, and then guess what? Ion, this Friday, Ion TV is back, and it's only back for a freaking day. And I'm guessing it doesn't even start the first week of December, but I'm thinking later in December maybe we'll get full weekends out of Ion, because they never did the entire week anyway. They didn't never have done the 24/7 schedule, but I think they're gonna do Friday, Saturday, and Sunday as we get closer to Christmas. Now, with that said, what they have excelled in, 2 areas they have excelled in, is royal Christmas movies and Christmas mysteries. So I'm expecting to see both, and we'll get to talk about that a little bit later. Okay, so anyway, this week in recaps and reviews, I've got Navigating Christmas. I did watch it. A Merry Scottish Christmas, Lacey Chabert, Scott Wolf. Party of 5 reunion. A Holiday Hotline. Let me tell you something. I waited for that sucker to pop up. I fell asleep on it, but I waited for it to pop up on demand, and I watched it immediately. I have a lot to say about that movie. And then I've got some hot or not Christmas movies. And then I have a Christmas turkey. I have a major gobble gobble turkey this week. Please stay tuned for that segment of the show because you are going to enjoy this discussion about the Christmas turkey for this week. So yes, I do have a Christmas turkey of the week this week. And also, I did get to watch Planes, Trains, and Christmas Trees. I was thinking of the movie, with John, I think it was John Candy. I can't remember who was in it. But it was hilarious, right? Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. And so they tweaked the title, Planes, Trains, and Christmas Trees. So they made it a Christmas movie. Anyway, so we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But first things first, St. Nick shout outs. As always, I want to begin the show truly just saying thank you to everybody who listens to the show. I know I say this repeatedly. I don't know other ways to say this. I'm really trying to think of better ways to say this. I could come on with a bunch of with a bunch of sound effects and all this kind of stuff. But truly, I'm just thankful for everybody that tunes in and listens to the show, because I know more than anybody I know about how hectic schedules get and how exhausted you can be, and you're just drained, and you're microwaving food, you're yelling at your kids to get their chores done, you're doing laundry, you're vacuuming, you're making beds, there's so much stuff going on, and then somehow in all of it you find an hour to listen to the show, or maybe you plug it in and maybe this show makes an hour of your life go a little bit easier while you're vacuuming and stuff. Hopefully that's the case, right? Hopefully you can multitask while you do the show. Maybe you take a walk, or maybe you take a swim and you listen to the show and get caught up. Whatever you do, I'm thankful for it. I swear before Jesus, because you know what? I am in your shoes. I understand how much it takes out of your life to sit down and invest your time in an hour of something that you didn't create, or it's not helping your life be immediately. This show is not sweeping your floors, right? This show is not getting your stuff vacuumed. I understand it's not doing anything in my house either. And I'm the one sitting here doing it. So I'm truly thankful for everybody that takes time out to listen to the show. I mean, I don't even know how to say it. Anyway, so I'm gonna give shout out to 5 locations today, and what I do want to say is today is not going to be the long St. Nick shout outs, only because I have such a long show. I've got so much to talk about today. There are so many new movies coming out for Thanksgiving, and I have a lot of recaps, reviews, hot or not chick picks, and a turkey of the week to discuss. Okay, so I am going to cut this part a little short, but promises next show I will, when I give some recaps and reviews for the next show, what I will probably do is maybe I'll cut out the what to watch so that I can focus on recaps and reviews, and I will give the longer St. Nick shout outs. Okay, that's a promise. Because I hate cutting you guys short, because I know people listen to the locations. I love hearing about these fun things, holiday, Merry Christmas things that go on in people's neighborhoods across the country and across the world, really. So, I feel like that's the one place I really get that kind of information. So I'm like I said, thankful. Remember, I don't know who you are, but I know where you live. All right. So my first St. Nick shout out goes to Meriden, Connecticut. Meriden, Connecticut. Thank you for joining Meriden, Connecticut. So glad to have you on the show. Number 2 is Scottsville, New York. Thank you for joining Scottsville, New York. So glad to have you guys on the show. Yay! Number 3, Southgate, California. Thank you for, I don't even know where in California that, I'm really gonna have to look that up. I'm sorry to get distracted, but I'm like, where is Southgate, California? I have no idea where that is. Southgate, California. Number 4, Monongahela, Pennsylvania. Now, here's what's funny. I talked about Monongahela last week because I was talking about the Capitol Christmas tree, and somebody from that area has listened to the show. So thank you for listening in Monongahela, Pennsylvania. And number 5 for the St. Nick shout outs today is, and I'm going to butcher this and I apologize, it's Solidaridad, Quintana Roo. Solidaridad, Quintana Roo. That is in Mexico. And let me tell you something. I went to look this up. It is just beautiful. Apparently, it's like a very zen holiday location. I mean, vacation spot, right? A holiday spot if you're from the UK, but a vacation spot, right? And they have underground rivers. Apparently, that's like the place of like underground rivers. So it's in like, I think it's in like southeastern Mexico, and it's got underground rivers. And like the water is just divine looking. Like I have to post some of those pictures on Twitter because you just won't believe it. On X. X, formerly known as Twitter. Right? Okay. So anyway, but that location looks absolutely beautiful. Thank you guys, for all of you, for joining the show today. And I am going to post pictures later on today, maybe tomorrow afternoon, after I finish cooking dinner and eating dinner, and maybe taking a nap because I have eaten and cooked dinner. But I'm looking forward to sharing those locations with you, especially that location in Mexico, because it is beautiful. I don't know, maybe it'll be a vacation spot for somebody that's listening. All right. Next up, we've got Ho 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 holiday headline. Now, I don't have a whole lot of news today, but I do have a little bit of news. The first piece of news is The Crown. It's non-Christmas news, but it is The Crown. You guys know I love The Crown. That's one of my favorite shows, one of my favorite series, like one that I could turn on Netflix right now and listen to and watch the whole thing all the way through from beginning to end if I had the time and if I wouldn't miss Christmas movies in the meantime, right? But I love that series. It is amazing. It is one of the most well-written, well-acted series that I've seen. Anyway, the first half of the last season is up. Of course, it is about the romance between Dodi Fayed and Princess Diana, and then the subsequent accident, car crash. I swear, I hope that Harry and William don't watch that. It triggered me. I didn't know her from it. She wouldn't know me from a can of paint. I don't know her from a can of paint, apart from the public persona. But it would trigger me if that was, I can't even imagine. I can't imagine. My mother has passed away. You guys know that I lost my mother in 2012, right, to cancer. I can imagine. Think about this for a second.
Here are some selections.
that was Siri. I don't know why she decided to talk right now. But think about this for a second. If your mother passed away and her death was replayed on TV just randomly for years and years and years and years, like she's been gone like what, 20, 30 years, and her death is replayed in real time, in like videos of the actual accident, and then people portraying it. Can you imagine? I can't even thank God that my mother passed away and that I don't have to relive that. I don't have to relive that pain. So, whatever you think about, Harry and William, think about that. Their mother died in an accident, and she's not been laid to rest, but it's been replayed and replayed and replayed and replayed. And, as much as I love The Crown, I'm like, that was awful. It was so triggering for me. Even though they don't even show like the worst of it, right? It's still very triggering. So, I hope they don't watch that, because that will be upsetting. Anyway, but, my heart goes out to anybody who has lost a parent, a loved one, whatever, because it's not easy. And then it's certainly not easy if it's played out in whatever, in whatever kind of theater is out there. So I feel bad for everybody. But anyway, so the Crown first season is up, is out there. It is brilliant. It's a brilliant show. That piece is triggering, but it is a very, very small piece of a bigger story. So, anyway, The Crown is out and it is up now. I wanted to talk a little bit about Lifetime. So this is the second piece of the ho 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 holiday headlines, right? I want to talk a little bit about Lifetime, because I have been watching, trying to catch up with Lifetime when they have Christmas movie streaming, Christmas movies programming, right? And so one thing I have noticed is that everybody can see that Lifetime's pretty much, at one time they were trying to keep up with Hallmark, right? And so you would hear Hallmark has 40 movies, you'd hear Lifetime has 30 movies, okay. And then I think GAC came into the game, and then so you have GAC acquiring a lot of movies that I think maybe probably would have gone to Lifetime, which would have given them a bigger slate. But instead of Lifetime making original movies like they, have in the past, instead of them doing that, what they've done is they've trimmed down. They've started later in the season. They've trimmed down their slate to 13 movies, 14 movies tops, and so they're going to run them later, and then they seem to be acquiring most of them, and then they're doing just a few originals. But what happens is when you watch the movies, you'll actually see them push the movies that they've previously made. So when they've had their big seasons and stuff, they'll actually push the streaming platform, which is something you really don't see on Hallmark. Yes, you do see Hallmark. Especially if you get the emails, like I get the emails because I have Hallmark HM Now, right? I get the emails and they talk about all the new shows and stuff on the streaming, but you really don't see that pushed as commercials during the Hallmark Christmas movies. But on Lifetime, that's the way they've gone. It seems to me they've cut back on the season on TV because they want more people to pay for the streaming platform, right? And honestly, I have thought about subscribing to their streaming platform. The only reason I don't is because with HM Now, I know I'm getting all romantic comedies. Some of it's mysteries, I like the mysteries or whatever, but I don't want the romantic suspense stuff, right? I don't want the suspense movies. I want Christmas movies. I want rom-com. And because that's not the majority of programming, that's the reason why I don't subscribe to. That's the only reason I don't subscribe to Lifetime. And Lifetime's had like a lot of movies. Like they were like original rom-coms for me, way back in the day, right? When I years ago when I first started really watching rom-coms like that. I always loved Lifetime movies. It was before even like I'd hear about um, Hallmark's, the specials, um, Hall of Fame, right? I'd hear about the Hall of Fame movies for Hallmark, but to me, Lifetime actually got into the Christmas movies market and probably got into the rom com market a little more aggressively very very early on years ago, like in the early 2000s than even Hallmark did, and then somehow Hallmark just kind of took it over. But now I notice that Lifetime is really pushing the streaming platform for all their Christmas movies, and I think that's why they have really whittled down their programming. Like they don't have the 24/7 all the way up until Christmas anymore. Like they have regular programming through the week, and then they only have Christmas movies Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So far, now maybe next week that'll change. I haven't looked ahead to see what the programming looks like on that, but something tells me, that's going to happen. But even if it doesn't, you can still see them really, really pushing. They're really, really pushing the streaming on the platform. So and that may be the model that a lot of people are going to. Even BET, right? BET picked up a lot of Christmas movies, but they're on BET Plus. They are not necessarily meant for BET first. What Hallmark seems to do mostly, there's been a couple that have started out on Hallmark movies now and that have gone to TV, but most of their stuff is on TV first and then they push it to Hallmark now. A lot of other networks are kind of doing the opposite. They're really pushing the streaming platform, and I think, well, obviously it's more revenue, right? So something to keep in mind, something I just happened to notice because I was watching Lifetime movies, and I kept seeing these advertisements for the streaming platform. But I think that's why we've gotten fewer movies from Lifetime, and that they haven't been in the full swing of the Christmas season, and really they've come out of competition with Hallmark in that arena, because it's a different model now. It's not compete with Hallmark and have a bunch of movies on TV. On TV now, it is put our backlist on the streaming platform and get people to subscribe there if they want to watch it without commercial, right? So that's just interesting. Just something I wanted to put out there. I don't know if anybody else is as interested as I am, but these things interest me. All right, so the next piece of the whole holiday headline news is Amazon Prime, right? First of all, we know next week Candy Cane Lane with Eddie Murphy is coming out, right? But right now, Xmas is on Freevee. Xmas. It has Leighton Meester and Robbie Amell. And I have to tell you guys, I've read a few reviews for this, and the reviews are, stellar for a Christmas movie. So that is definitely one that I will be watching over the Thanksgiving weekend and talking to you guys about when I come back the first week of December, okay? But they say it is one to watch. It is really good. It's surprisingly good. I'm talking about what the reviews say, not what I say. They say it's surprisingly good, and that it's kind of a sleeper, that people weren't really expecting it to be great, and it's great. And then the last piece of holiday headline news is, as always, I always kind of do the promotion for these. Well, apparently there's 2 places now that are paying people to watch Christmas movies. CableTV.com, which I talk about every year, right? But also Bloomsy Box. Okay, so cable TV is paying people $2,500. Plus, they're providing streamer subscriptions to watch 25 movies a day. You have until December 3rd to enter to win. Become the I think it's the TV chief of cheer or something to that effect, right? But also Bloomsy Box, BLOOMSY box, uh, is paying $2,000 for people to watch 12 Hallmark movies and then to rank them based on what they think of them. And the Hallmark movies are some oldies but goodies and some new movies, like The Nine Lives of Christmas. I mean, there's a few movies on there. All of them I have seen probably 1,000 times. Even the new ones, because, I watch Christmas movies all the time. So, I will post that article on Twitter sometime tomorrow. So please check hashtag Chicks on Christmas Flicks for all the latest news that I repost. Okay. Anyway, so now it's time to get to what to watch for the rest of this week. Again, this is not an exhaustive list of every movie. It's just the movies that I'm either watching or putting on my DVD. Okay. All right. So I had Monday and Tuesday listed. Obviously, it is Wednesday because I was planning to actually record this show Monday, and Monday didn't happen, and yesterday didn't happen. So it's Wednesday, Turkey Day Eve. So we're gonna start out with today's movies. Now I have actually seen a couple of these today, but there's some good stuff coming up too. So Welcome to Christmas came on this morning. That was on Hallmark Channel. The Nine Lives of Christmas I just finished watching while my son and I played Uno Attack. With you press the button and it shoots out cards at you. Yeah, that was fun. And then tonight, a Season for Family. So you should hear this in time to watch A Season for Family. So A Season for Family is about adopted brothers who reunite during the holiday while sparks fly between their respective parents. So I'm actually looking forward to seeing that one. That one looks pretty good. When I saw the previews, I thought, well, it's either the two adults are adopted, which would have been a real twist, right? Kind of been gross though, because they kind of look at each other with like lust in their eyes. So that would have been gross, right? Or it was the kids, right? So I'm glad to find out it's the kids. That way it's not so gross. But so anyway, A Season for Family comes on tonight on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries at 8 p.m. So don't miss that. I will not be missing that. I will be online and I will be live tweeting for that tonight. And then later on in the evening on Hallmark, a Christmas at Castle Heart. So, Lacey Chabert, if you want to see some Lacey Chabert. Nothing on Up TV or Lifetime. They're really not showing anything. Until tomorrow, Thanksgiving, or Friday, right? So you can keep your channels locked to Hallmark. On Thursday, Turkey Day. So much happening. Okay, lots of good stuff happening though. On Hallmark, we have Hallmark's Merry Thanksgiving Weekend, the ultimate watch party. I tried to talk to you guys about that earlier, and then of course now the title comes back to me. So we're going to start out early with Double Holiday. I love that because Carly Pope is in it. I don't know if you've ever seen Recipe. I think it's called Recipe for a Perfect Christmas with Carly Pope. And then she has another rom-com one that was on ages ago. I want to say it's maybe came out in the 2000s, and you can't even find the movie anymore. But it was her and Brian Green, from 90210. And That movie was so good. It's like one of my favorite movies, and I have it on. I have it on this old system. It was an old DVR system. I can't remember the name of it anymore, but but I think I threw it away or something. I don't know. I can't remember. Maybe I donated it or something, but I don't have it anymore. So, but anyway, so I'm a long time fan of Carly Pope, and then Christopher Palaha. I mean, who doesn't love Christopher Palaha? And, I cannot just toss out here that Christopher Palaha is actually going to be on on a feature film about Lot. He like plays a modern day Lot, and a woman from The Chosen, which is one of my favorite series, is playing. She plays Mary Magdalene on The Chosen, and she is playing Lot's wife. So I can't wait to see that. When that comes out, I'll announce it for anybody that's interested. But Christopher Palaha is playing Lot, so that should be pretty interesting. Also, okay, so Thursday night, Catch Me If You Claus with Italia Ricci and Luke McFarlane. Now, they kind of, to me, they kind of kept this one under wraps. I know it came out on the list, but you didn't see previews or anything of it until maybe like a week ago. Anyway, the premise for this one is Avery Quinn's shot at anchoring the news clashes with a Santa-suited intruder, Chris, who insists he's Santa's son on a first Christmas mission. They unravel a career-making story together. So, that is Catch Me If You Claus. That is 8 p.m. tomorrow on Hallmark. So I'm looking forward to that one. On Hallmark Movies and Mysteries tomorrow on Turkey Day, there's like a string of Christmas classics. A Bride for Christmas, with Ariel Cabell. It's one of my favorites. The Christmas Secret with Bethany Joy Lenz, who we know is my best friend in my head, my best Christmas friend in my head. Let's be specific. Ever since Snowden, I loved her in that. And The Christmas Note. And the Christmas Secret and the Christmas Note are actually in the same universe because they're the same author. I don't know if you guys knew that, but it's true. It's a very true story. I have both books. So, there. So, anyway, and the books are good. So if you haven't read the books, you should. But yes, watch both the movies because they're both set in the same, they're set in the same scenery. Okay. Anyway, on Turkey Day, we also have It's a Wonderful Lifetime having its show. So it has a slew of really good movies. Once Upon a Main Street, which I still have on my DVR, with Ryan McPartlin and Vanessa Lakey, right? Snowed in Christmas with Bethany Joy Lenz and Andrew Walker. Stepping into the Holidays with Mario Lopez and Jana Kramer. I mean, they've got a lot of other stuff, but those were kind of the ones that I was looking forward to. Nothing on Up TV, Turkey Day. Just regular programming, which is kind of funny. On Friday, we've got It's a Wonderful Lifetime, Up TV, Hallmark, and I want to say Ion TV, right? So we've got like a full slate, lots of stuff to choose from on Friday. So on Hallmark, pretty much all day is the 2022-2023 season. I mean, that's what you're going to see, movies all day. However, there's a couple new ones. One is Letters to Santa. Letters to Santa stars Katie Leclerc and Rafael De La Fuente. When young siblings receive a magic pen from Santa that appears to be granting wishes, they request a Christmas gift they want more than anything: for their separated parents to unite. So I'm looking forward to that one. I believe that comes on 6 o'clock. That's a 6 o'clock movie, right? And there's an 8 o'clock movie. I don't know what happened. I have these things kind of mixed up on my list here. Okay, but so that's on Hallmark. Um, on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, there's a list of like current classics, as I will call them. A Song for Christmas. I love that movie. A Christmas to Remember, A Family for Christmas, and A Dream of Christmas. That's with Nikki DeLoach and Andrew Walker, if you remember that one. So they've got like a really good string of movies coming on Lifetime. It's a Wonderful Lifetime is back for Friday with Sugar and Spice Holiday with Jackie Lai and Zima and Tony Giroux, right? And much more. Tia Sakar, she has a couple of movies on that day with Christmas 9 to 5 and Christmas on Wheels. Tatiana Ali, from the Fresh Prince. She was Ashley on Fresh Prince. Her movie Jingle Bell comes on Lifetime on Friday. So that's going to be a good one. On Up TV, they've got a couple of ones that I've talked about on the show. Christmas Mail, which is an old classic. I think that's like 2010, right? That's a really good movie to watch. But it also has Christmas Time Capsule, which I've reviewed, and We're Scrooged, which I reviewed. So if you haven't watched those and you have some desire to watch those, go ahead and watch those then. And then Ion. Okay, Ion TV on Friday. Basically, they have a full day of Christmas movies. Half day is Royal Christmas movies. The last half is Christmas mysteries, right? So, the mysteries is the part that that I really like. So they have a Christmas Witness with Ariel Kebble and Colin Egglesfield, The Christmas Thief, the Case of the Christmas Diamond, The Search for Santa. So back to back Christmas mysteries Friday night on Ion, if that's your thing, right? For Saturday, okay, so lots of good stuff happening. Saturday, a day of Christmas classics on Hallmark Movies and Mysteries, including A Christmas to Remember, which I already told you guys about, and Christmas Cookies. You remember that one with Jill Wagner? I love that one. They don't really show that one a whole lot anymore, so I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that Saturday on Hallmark, on regular Hallmark, right? There's a couple of movies that you've got to see, right? Christmas in Notting Hill with Sarah Ramos and William Mosley, directed by our lovely Allie Liebert, who we love. During the holidays, a famous soccer star falls for a visiting American who has no idea who he is. So it sounds like a memory loss thing. So I'm kind of excited to see that one. So I believe that comes on at 6 p.m. on Hallmark. And then at 8 p.m. on Hallmark, Haul Out the Holly, Lit Up. So, that's Lacey Chabert, right? I'm really looking forward to that one. They are so funny. Emily and Jared are ready to make this year's Christmas festivities the best yet. This time as a couple. They're working with members of the community, right, to set up this Christmas, and it looks hilarious because they've got like new crazy people moving in that are over the top Christmas, even more so than the crazy over the top Christmas people that already live there. So I'm actually really looking forward to that one. On Lifetime, It's Wonderful Lifetime is back. It plays all day, but a couple of back-to-back movies in the evening. And this is going to be one where I set up the DVR because I'm not going to miss this one. Christmas at the Chalet with Terry Hatcher, right? Now, I told you about her movie on Roku, which was really good. I think these are produced by the same company, right? So Christmas at the Chalet and her movie on Roku, which is like How to Fall in Love for the Holidays or something to that effect. So that one was good. Actually, I was surprised at how good that was. So I'm really looking forward to Christmas at the Chalet. That comes on at 8 o'clock at Lifetime. It is going to compete with Haul Out the Holly. So you're gonna have to DVR one, and watch the other. For me, I'm going to watch Haul Out the Holly, and I'll be on Twitter live tweeting, and I will DVR Christmas at the Chalet, and I'll watch it right after Haul Out the Holly. And then at right after Christmas at the Chalet is one that I really liked from last season, which I was surprised about. So like, if you kind of feel reticent about watching it, watch it, because it's actually good. It's better than you think it's going to be. Is the Holiday Dating Guide. So I want to say it was Maria Menounos, I think that's Menounos, who is in that movie, and I really loved that movie. I know she's going through a lot of health issues this year. So, watch that movie. It's really good. On Up TV, we get a slate of movies. I think it's pretty much all day, but two really stuck out for me. A Christmas Cruise with Vivica Fox. She's like a Christmas. Maybe she's not a Christmas queen. She's more like a Christmas princess, right? She's with Christophe St. John, who sadly has passed away, but they made a great movie together. When her best friend invites her on a holiday-themed sail, an aspiring novelist unexpectedly finds the love of her life on board. And then Country Hearts Christmas, a new movie. It's days until Christmas, and the Jameson family are all off chasing their dreams. But when the sisters get a chance to be on a live Christmas Eve show, they're faced with difficult decisions, whether to show up for the sisters, I guess. And, well, yeah, I would show up for my sisters, but, that's a thing. Anyway, and then Sunday, now we're closing up the Merry Thanksgiving weekend. So everything's gonna wrap up on Sunday, right? So Hallmark Movies and Mysteries Sunday, early Sunday, you're gonna have Christmas in Homestead. I think that comes on at like 4 a.m. I will probably be up sadly, but I'm gonna watch that. 5-Star Christmas, and if you miss A Season for Family, there's a replay on Sunday. Most of the day, Hallmark's going to be replaying a mix of movies from more recent seasons, right? But it is going to have a holiday hotline replay, which I really enjoyed. If you haven't seen that movie, you got to watch it. And then at 6 p.m., they have Our Christmas Mural. Returning home for Christmas, a single mom teams up with a teacher to create a mural for a holiday contest. And then the movie I have been waiting for all year long, literally, because I think they recorded it. The movie, they filmed the movie in January, is A Biltmore Christmas with Christopher Palaha and Bethany Joy Lenz, my best Christmas friend in my head. A magical hourglass sends a modern-day screenwriter to the set of a 1947 holiday movie, His Merry Wife. To me, when I heard His Merry Wife, I automatically thought, I don't know how many old movie buffs are out there. I actually owned this movie. Cary Grant, his favorite wife, right? I don't know if you remember this. So, and then I think Doris Day kind of like remade it later. With James Garner, Jim Garner. But anyway, that's who I think it's modeled after, and that's who I think Christopher Palaha's character is modeled after. Although you may not think so, I think so. Anyway, I digress. But Christmas on Holly Lane. However, before she can return to the present, Lucy must make things right or threaten to alter the future forever. Now that, to me, is like, it's not her past, right? Because it's like 1947 before she was born. So apparently she's diddled something up in somebody else's past. She's got to make it right or she'll be stuck or change the future forever. whatever. So anyway, I don't care what it says. If it's got Christopher Balaha in it and Bethany Joy Lynn's in it, I'm watching. So obviously I will be up live tweeting for that. On Up TV, Mistletoe Connection. It's a new movie coming on at 7 p.m. So if you're watching the other stuff on Hallmark, you'll want to DVR this. Kate loves everything about the holiday, but most of all, the shop that's been in her family for generations. But a developer causes trouble. A developer moves into her quaint neighborhood and turns everything upside down. Now, let me just say this. For a while, we had gotten away from those developer movies, like the big bad developer moves in and wants to change everything that's wonderful and great about our old quaint neighborhood. They've gotten away from that, and it looks like they're back. So, but anyway, I still think I want to see that. I don't know that I'll DVR it. I may just catch it when it comes on, over the next few weekends. Anyway, I'm going to take a quick break, but I'll be back with recaps and reviews and hot or not chick picks. Stay tuned.
Now available for pre-order, are you looking for the perfect romantic comedy to help you find your calling and renew your faith in Christmas magic this holiday season? Look no further than The Nick Before Christmas, a heartwarming story about one woman's journey to her second act and back to her first love. Nikki Wright is ready to celebrate the big 5-0 for Christmas in July, but a hot flash leads her to a sobering realization. Her life has hit rock bottom. Her successes, the home and the car, feel empty. Her vision board has been a waste of time, her job is unfulfilling, and she's mulling over a proposal from Smith, who she's certain she doesn't like. The best day of her life spirals into the worst. During a near-death experience, a meeting with her guardian angel presents Nikki with an ultimatum. Either go to heaven or return to Earth and find her second act by Christmas Eve. If she doesn't succeed, her future's bleak. Her life will be filled with days no better than the worst. With only a few months to make her dreams come true, can Nikki achieve her second act and rekindle an old flame with Jordan to have the Christmas of her dreams? The Nick Before Christmas delivers unforgettable moments of self-discovery and romance. It's an enchanting story of love, hope, and faith that will fill your heart with joy this Christmas season.
And we're back. Welcome back to Chicks on Christmas Flicks. In the previous segment, I gave you the what to watch breakdown for the Thanksgiving weekend. Now we're going to get into some recaps and reviews, a hot or not chick pick or two, and one big fat turkey of the week on none other than Thanksgiving week. I couldn't resist, but it kind of just offered itself to me, and so I took the opportunity while I could. All right. So the first thing on our recaps and reviews is A Merry Scottish Christmas. I have to say, I really enjoyed this movie. And probably I was a little skewed towards liking it because it is a Party of Five reunion with Lacey Chabert and Scott Wolf, who are brother and sister on Party of Five, and I used to watch Party of Five religiously. Do you understand me? Religiously. I'm a Gen X kid, and I used to watch Party of Five, and I loved it. Anyway, so this movie centers around brother and sister who found out a long-lost secret about their mother, who they find out was royal. She has an estate in Scotland, and her brother, who ran and oversaw the estate, who was a duke, a royal, who oversaw the estate, has passed away, and it has, she's inherited it, and she really kind of wants no part of it, and so she either wants to, give it to her kids, or she wants to sell it off. And so, in the middle of all this, the kids who have been invited into this big Scottish estate find out all this stuff at one time and have to kind of deal with it. And so, kind of one thing I really liked about the movie, right, was that um, they didn't really like sugarcoat the the reaction to this, right, or skip over it, like in a lot of movies, that would cause a lot of tension. You find out all at once you've had this family you didn't know about, they didn't know about you, everybody died, everybody was alive and could have known about you, but they died now and didn't know about you, and so you've missed out on this whole part of your life. And so the kids had like a reaction to that. Like they showed that, and the kids had a reaction to it, which I thought was really good, right? It kind of deepened the storyline, right? But then, of course, then you have to get to, okay, now that has happened. These bad things have happened. We've got to move forward. Do we want to take over this state and be, take on our royal titles, or do we want to go back to the United States and live our lives as we used to? Scott is married and he's got issues. He and his wife have issues, and Lacey's not married and she's got issues, but she meets her guy there who is Scottish. So there's just a lot of layers to this story, a whole lot of layers to the story, which to me made it that much better to watch. So would I recommend this movie? Absolutely. Is this one that I would rewatch, which is the big thing, right? Because I can watch just about anything once, although not everything once, but I can watch just about anything once. Is it something that I enjoyed? Yes. Is it something I would rewatch? Actually, yes. This is something that I would watch more than once. If it came on TV, I would not change the channel. I would sit and watch this again. So, and then one lovely thing, there was a major cameo in this movie. I don't want to give the cameo away, but I'm going to say that if you missed the cameo in this movie, you are really missing one of the best cameos that could ever be in a movie with Lacey Chabert. Hint, hint. Okay. So I will give this movie 4 Christmas trees, a solid 4 Christmas trees, maybe a 4.25 Christmas trees, right? It's like good, slightly more than good, not quite as, oh my God, that's awesome. Every time it comes on, I'm going to watch it and I'm going to DVR it. That's kind of my 4.5 to 5 range. So it's not quite there, but it was good for sure. That's one that you should not miss. If you did miss it, you should definitely go back and check that out. I really enjoyed that movie. All right. The next movie on my recaps and reviews is Christmas Plus One. Christmas Plus One. This was It's a Wonderful Lifetime movie with Emily Alatalo, Corey Sevier, Andrew Bushell. This was new to Lifetime, but I want to say that it played on TV last year, maybe. It definitely had reviews before the movie actually showed on Lifetime. So if it wasn't TV, maybe it showed in Canada, but it definitely showed somewhere before. Anyway, premise. When sisters Kara and Amy make a pact to find their soulmates, by next Christmas, they're not expecting to be so lucky. 1 year later, Amy's wedding approaches, and Kara finds her soulmate. And I mean, you think this guy, is the guy. They have this magical connection for, the short period of time they're together. But she quickly loses him. So, which is kind of funny how she loses him too, because she's kind of twirling the twirl of happiness after she meets the guy. But she's put his number in her phone, and as she's twirling this twirl of happiness, she loses her phone, loses it down like a street drain. It's never getting it back, right? So what happens is she drops the phone, and then Corey Sevier walks around the corner and kicks it down the drain. And that's how they meet. So he's killed her dream. So now what kind of happens. They're kind of thrust into each other's life. She's in this search for this guy that she's had this perfect time with, and he is a journalist who is in a little bit of trouble at work, and he kind of needs to hit a home run on a Christmas article. And so basically he has to do an article like on the 10 best Christmas experiences in New York. And she's like this Christmas, savant, right? And she like knows all the great Christmas spots, and she like is, Happy the Elf, right? It's Happy the Elf. He's not necessarily the Grinch, like all the way Grinchy, but he's definitely not Happy the Elf. So you put Happy the Elf, who knows all the Christmas spots, with the journalist that needs to know, and they go to all these Christmas spots, and it just so happens that all these Christmas spots are the ones that she's talked about with the other guy, so she's hoping like to run into him. But bottom, long story short, bottom line up front, like, I really enjoyed this movie much more than I thought it was. It was one of the tropiest movies I have ever seen, and yet it had such a wonderful, satisfying, happy ending. I really enjoyed it. And I am not going to sit up here and tell you that it is new and it is original and like all the story pieces are just so original and that it won on originality. This did not win on the originality score. It was a very tropey, romantic Christmas movie, but I loved every second of it. I would put it on my feelings. I actually had Checking It Twice and The Santa Summit as my kind of top movies so far this year, up until the point that I watched this movie, Christmas Plus One. And I would say I would put it above Checking It Twice, but I wouldn't put it above the Santa Summit, to tell you how good I think it, like how the feeling I got from it. Now, like I said, not a lot of, it's not super original, right? It's very tropey, but it's good. It's well acted. It's a little more emotionally complex than you would think. It's a really, really good movie. Like, this was a good buy. I actually might have considered this to be like a Lifetime original if I didn't know better. I think it's real one, right? But it's good. I give this a solid 4 Christmas trees. Seriously, a solid 4. And I haven't given all solid 4s out this year. So that's solid 4 for me, and might go slightly higher. But yeah, that was good. Would I pick Christmas Plus One or A Merry Scottish Christmas? I guess it depends on your mood at the time, right? They're different movies. But if I was in the mood for something that is predictable and satisfying and leaves you with the high at the end, I definitely go for Christmas Plus One, because I mean, that's what it was. It kind of left me with that happy high at the end. I love that happy high at the end of Christmas movies. It's one of the reasons I watch them and love them so definitely 4 Christmas trees for Christmas Plus One on Lifetime. So if you catch it, watch It's a Wonderful Lifetime. That's where you're gonna find it. The next movie I watched was Navigating Christmas. This is with Chelsea Hobbs, who I don't know if you know, well, you guys know Chelsea Hobbs. Like, she's been in a ton of movies on Hallmark. She's also been in movies on It's a Wonderful Lifetime. I don't think I've seen her on Up TV, but she's definitely been on It's a Wonderful Lifetime. And she's actually starred in a movie on It's a Wonderful Lifetime. So it's really good to see her starring in a movie on Hallmark. But anyway, so Chelsea played Melanie. Melanie and her son Jason find themselves running a lighthouse where she connects with the curt but cute owner. Melanie's, okay, let me tell you something. I connected with this movie in like so many ways. I even had my son, like, I replayed pieces of it and showed my son, because I have an angsty 20-something-year-old, right? And he acts like the teen very often in this movie, And I was like, oh my God, that is my life. That is my life on screen. So anyway, Melanie's got a teen, like a serious teen kid, right? Angsty teen boy who's kind of a bit, he's torn over his parents' divorce, right? He takes his pain out on his mother. So there's conflict and there's tension in their relationship. For this Christmas, the father breaks the plans. He was supposed to take the kid. He didn't take the kid. He broke the plans. And he's not really reliable. So what does the mother do? She wants to make things all better for her son. She scurries to make plans for them so they'll have a special holiday. She books this lighthouse, not reading the small print. So what they don't know is that when they get to the lighthouse, they actually have to run it. And it's in the small print because the owner does not like to participate in Christmas activities during the season. He doesn't want to sell, he doesn't want to decorate. He doesn't want to do anything. He wants other people to do it because there's issues between him and his father. So there's parallels between the son and his father and him and his father. And he can connect with the son over those issues, right? So anyway, they get to the lighthouse. They find out it's a bit it's not a great situation, a little shady situation going on there. And but anyway, mom connects with the owner, who was Stephen Huszar, right? Huszar, is that right? And then Jason, the son, connects with the mayor's daughter. So they both kind of have like potential romances going on. And of course, I don't do spoilers, but I will say I actually enjoyed this. I saw mixed reviews about this movie, like on Twitter. To me, I enjoyed it. I would say this one for me was probably, and everybody said like, it was very tropey too. I want to say people won like triple bingo on Bad Movie Christmas Bingo. I saw that go. Like people said they had triple bingo for all the stuff that was in the movie that was kind of tropey. To me, I don't look for tropes. I really just look at it to, do I enjoy it? Do I enjoy the stories? Do I enjoy the actors in the stories? Is it something that I can watch and enjoy, not feel like I want to get my time back, right? Is it something that I'll watch more than once? Is it something that I would DVR and watch every single time it comes on, right? So for me, Navigating Christmas was a one watch. I'm not sure that I'll watch it again. If I watch it again, I may watch it one more time. And it may be if like the remote control is slightly out of reach when it comes on and I'm too lazy to get up and lean up and get it. Like I would leave it on my TV set. So, but it's not something I'm going to like make an effort to watch multiple times. Unlike the Santa Summit, where I've made an effort to watch it like every single time it comes out. Checking it twice, same. I've watched it every single time. Christmas Plus One, I will be checking for that movie. I will watch that again when it comes out. So that was pretty good for me. Navigating Christmas, not sure that I'll do that. So it'll fall between the 3.5 Christmas tree and 4 Christmas tree range for me. To me, it was good. I sat through the whole thing. I was interested through the whole thing. There were even funny parts of it. And her acting, and Chelsea's acting was really great. Other things or story issues or whatever, those aren't things, the writer can't control what words are on the page, or what's on the page, but what she has to do is act to them. What they have to do is act to that. So yeah, Navigating Christmas, definitely a movie that you don't want to miss it one time, right? You want to catch it the first time. Now, whether you watch it after that is another thing. But watch it the first time. It's a good movie. And especially if you have like teens, like angsty teens, oh my God, you're going to so relate to that movie. And you're not going to care about any tropes or anything like that. Okay? All right. The next movie that I watched, I know I've got a long list of movies. Not a long list, but I've got a few other movies like 3 other movies to talk about today after this. Holiday Hotline with Emily Tennant and Niall Mater. Okay. So Emily Tennant, for me, she stands out in the movie Marry Me at Christmas. Like, I loved her in that movie. She was so sweet with Rachel Scarston. And then Niall Mater, who's in like everything, right? He's like Andrew Walker Jr. to me, right? I feel like I see him in so much stuff. So the premise of this movie is, after leaving London, Abby connects with an anonymous caller while working at a cooking hotline. Let's talk turkey, a turkey hotline, right? I don't know if Butterball has a hotline, but they should probably. After I've seen this movie, like, I feel like there needs to be one, and I feel like I want to call it. But anyway, so the caller is single dad John, who Abby unknowingly has become smitten with in real life. He's a single dad. His wife has passed away. She is just coming out of like a rough relationship. She has gone stateside come to the United States to quote unquote vacation, have some time off. It ends up kind of falling into this hotline job, and then so it's a turkey hotline basically, right? It's to help save people who make terrible turkeys, like I said, which is actually not a bad idea. Anyway, so this movie, let me tell you, it's up there. Okay, so to me, it's like one of the best movies I've seen this season, Holiday Hotline. There was only one part that really did it in for me, but that one part, it really didn't. It's probably something that would only affect me because I write all the time, and like I recognize it, but somebody who doesn't write probably wouldn't even pick up on this thing, right? But so Holiday Hotline is definitely at the top for me. That's Santa Summit, that's Christmas Plus One, that's Checking It Twice, that's Holiday Hotline. Like those are my four right now. It's gonna take a lot to knock those four off their pedestals, because those are on the pedestal for me right now. It was so good. It was well acted. It was feel good. I loved Emily Tennant's accent. To me, like, she does a perfect, I want to say Vancouver. Like, I don't know Canada, so don't laugh at me, right? But I want to say Vancouver must be the English part of of Canada versus the French part, right? Because she does a beautiful English accent, and it sounds so authentic that she must be from like the English part of Canada. But yeah, to me, the accent, and she's just adorable. To me, that like made the movie. So Holiday Hotline, I would say it's that's getting up to 4.5 Christmas trees for me. Like, I will watch that movie every time it comes on. I don't have it on my DVR right now. I really don't feel the desire to add it to my DVR, but I will definitely watch it every time it comes on. And maybe by the end of the season, once I think, oh God, it's not going to come on anymore, I may add it to my DVR. So at the end of the season, I will definitely have a what's on my DVR show to tell you what has changed over the years and what I've deleted and what I've added. Yeah, you'll be surprised. There's a few little surprises on there right now. But there's things that I want to see over and over again, so that's what I watch. Okay, now it's time for some hot or not chick picks. So this one, I don't give you the lowdown on everything. I just kind of talk about how much I love the movie or don't love the movie. Okay, so the first thing on my hot or not chick pick is Dashing Through the Snow from Disney Plus. So it's not really a Christmas movie. Christmas romance. It's kind of a Christmas romance, but not really a Christmas romance. There's a little bit of romance in it, but Ludacris stars in this movie. Lil Ray something. Lil Ray is not little. Okay, let me just. I don't know if you guys know Black culture, but in Black culture, anytime we call somebody little, they're not little. They're usually pretty big. Or they're genuinely tiny. Like nobody's just little, right? So Lil Ray, whoever plays Santa Claus, is not really little. When you see him, you're gonna be like, he's not little. Why does he have Lil at the beginning of his name? I don't know. But anyway, the premise of this movie is as a boy, dad, who is Ludacris, makes a wish. It doesn't get fulfilled, so he kind of gives up on Christmas. He doesn't believe in it. But now he's got a daughter. He's grown up. Now he's got a daughter his age when he's lost Christmas spirit. She's full of the Christmas spirit, believes in everything. Anyway, Ludacris is house sitting for a neighbor. He goes to feed the cat, finds Santa stuck in a chimney, gets him, helps him get out, and then they go on this like Christmas adventure, right? So he goes on a Christmas adventure with Santa Claus. It ends up on a kind of a on the run chase from the bad guys. Fantastical thing. Let me tell you something. This is one of the funniest movies I have seen in a while. I mean, my son and I, we were cracking up laughing. This is downright funny. It is, kind of fantastical. Of course, you got the Santa, so there's you gotta suspend some disbelief there. But here's the thing. Let me tell you something. The Santa is even, this Santa who's on the run is not even the thing that's like hard to believe. In the movie, let me tell you something. The movie is set in Atlanta. Okay? You with me? It's set in Atlanta and it snows. And the mayor is hosting an outdoor party in the snow. Now, anybody who knows anything about Atlanta knows the minute there is snow outside, everybody is inside. Nobody wants to be outside in the cold. If it's cold enough to snow, everybody is in the house. No, the mayor, I don't care who it is not, especially not a black woman mayor, is going to have a party outside in the backyard in the snow where nobody has a coat on. I am sorry. It's not happening. So that was the only thing that you really, when you watch, you were like, no. But apart from that, the movie was funny. It was hilarious. The end scene, the one of the final scenes of the movie was just hysterical. I mean, I was just laughing all the way through it. It was just funny. It's so good. So I highly recommend that. That gets a hot from me. That's a family movie. Definitely a family movie. Definitely for the kids. And like I said, you just have to forgive the snow in Atlanta and the party outside. I think you'll be able to believe everything else, including the fighting reindeer. But the thing you're going to have a problem with is the snow in Atlanta and the party outside. At least that's what I had a problem with. And it was so good that I was actually able to get over that. So I hope that you guys will watch Dashing Through the Snow because that was really funny. And then the last thing on my Hot or Not Chick Picks is Planes, Trains, and Christmas Trees. Now, this was a really good movie. I'm gonna call it hot, and it was on. I want to say, like I said last year, I think this was on TV, but this year it's on Lifetime. It is definitely a road trip Christmas movie. It is more of a enemies to lover kind of movie, and it's kind of a stranded together movie. Big storm hits, they're stranded together, so they kind of have to learn a lot about each other and all this kind of stuff. So it's that kind of movie. Kind of tropey, however, good. definitely one that I would not mind watching more than once. Now, am I going to go seek it out? Probably not. Am I going to, but if it's on, am I going to change the channel? Probably not. I'm going to watch that movie again. It was good. So I would give Planes, Trains, and Christmas Trees on Lifetime. I would probably give it, well, no, I don't have to give it a Christmas tree rating because it's in the hot or not. I'll just call it hot. So not lukewarm, not cold, not cool, but hot. So 2 hots in hot or not chick picks. Dashing Through the Snow and Planes, Trains, and Christmas Trees. All right. So last but not least, I want to get down to this. My Christmas turkey of the week. All right, so my turkey of the week is one movie that I had such high hopes for, and it just did not pan out to be what I hoped it would be. Best Christmas Ever on Netflix is my turkey of the week. Now, by calling it my turkey of the week, I am by no means saying that you should not go watch it. I am just saying that if you watch it, you cannot say that I did not make it the turkey of the week. That's all I can say. Basically, the premise of this movie is frenemies. So you have frenemies, friends, they're formerly friends who kind of turn enemies, who are now kind of frenemies, right? They accidentally end up spending Christmas together. And one of the friends has like this dream life and the other friend doesn't. And the friend who doesn't basically wants to prove that, you know, the dream life of the frenemy is BS, right? That's kind of the core of the movie, right? Now there's all these, so Heather kind of plays the character that wants to prove Brady, who has the perfect life, who seemingly has this perfect life, this perfect family. Heather kind of goes in wanting to kind of tear all the walls down and get to the truth and find out that, you know, her family is not what she sets it out to be and all that. And Brandy, you know, the other frenemy just seems kind of merrily oblivious to the whole plot. So why is it my turkey of the week? I so wanted to like this, guys. I really wanted to like it. I just think it tried too hard to be too many things. You know, it was trying to be a romantic comedy. And then it was trying to be this family movie. And then it was trying to be this kind of, you know, kind of fantastical fantasy movie. And then it was trying to be like this lesson on, you know, staying in your own lane and appreciating all the things that you have. And then also the not, you know, not envying what somebody else has because you don't know their story. You know what I mean? So it just tried to be all of these things you hear. Like, it's a lot for me even to say. Imagine you cram all that into an hour-and-a-half movie. Like, it was just trying to be too much, and it should have picked a lane, picked a struggle, right? And kind of stuck with it, but it didn't do that. So that is why I gave it the turkey of the week, because it just tried to be too much. And then it ended up not really succeeding at being what it should have been, which is just a really good Christmas movie. Now, here's what it did succeed at. What it did succeed at is Brandy. She was wonderful. Like, if you love to hear Brandy sing, you're gonna love hearing her performances in this movie. I think she does 2 performances that I really enjoyed. So the music was really good. There were parts of it that were really good, but they they didn't outweigh the bad. they didn't outweigh the other stuff. So you can take that for what it's worth. Invest your time in Best Christmas Ever with caution. Now, with that, I'll say there are 2 other movies coming out on Netflix in December. Okay, so one is Christmas as Usual, which comes out December 6th, and YOH Christmas, which comes out December 15th. Both of those, I think, are kind of like international movie types. And honestly, those tend to be some of the best Netflix movies. So I'm really looking forward to what's coming next. But Best Christmas Ever wasn't. So take that for what it's worth. It just tried to be too much, and it just didn't work. It didn't work for me, and it didn't work for a lot of people that I know that love Christmas movies that kind of reviewed it. Were far harder on the movie than I am, but I will just leave it at that. Okay, guys. So that is it for today. I know this was like a super long episode, but I told you I'm leaving all the bloopers, and there's probably a lot of pauses and crap going through here. Sorry, but the only way that I could really get this out in good time is just not do a lot of editing. All right, so keep an eye out for the daily top 3 on the X, formerly known as Twitter, and Instagram. And please stay tuned, because coming up in episode 10 in 2 weeks, I'm going to have recaps and reviews for all the stuff that came on for the Thanksgiving weekend and for next week, whatever, what's coming up. And then I'll do my daily top 3 to keep you guys abreast of what's coming on during the week. Sometimes my top 3 may be a top 6 if there's a lot going on, but so I'm excited about the rest of the season. So like I said, stay tuned and listen in, because we've got more coming. Thank you to my music and show editor, Will B. He created all the custom music for this show. He's at Wildcard Music, and you can find his IG page down in the show notes. Until next time, remember, at Chicks on Christmas Flicks, we can never have too many Christmas movies. We can only have not enough Christmas movies. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave a review on your favorite platform, and tell your Christmas movie loving friend about this show. Where can you find us? I'm so happy you asked. Podcast platforms: Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, and many, many more. Follow us on Twitter at Chicks on Christmas Flicks with all X's. Follow us on IG, same address, at Chicks on Christmas Flicks with all X's. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Enjoy your Thanksgiving. Happy Turkey Day.